Viewers, welcome to NCK Hub. Initially, I would like to thank you all for your encouragement on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. This is the series which we are going to start about Azure. This is the request we have got from many viewers. They had asked about to start a series or a playlist to discuss about Azure. So we will start from today onwards. Every week you will be getting Azure playlist on entire Azure end-to-end implementation with respect to security of the servers, implementation of CI/CD, implementing DevOps, and delivering a pipeline. And we will be having an entire Azure portal and Azure DevOps as well. Let's start understanding about what is Azure. Azure, it is a public cloud platform which will be providing multiple variety of services, which will be helpful to build, run, and manage applications, and also all the services related to the servers, build deployments, and platforms. All these we will be globally running using the cloud provider. That cloud provider is Microsoft Azure. One among them, we have like different in markets. One among them, we are going to start discussing about Microsoft Azure. This Microsoft Azure provides wide variety of plus 200 plus products and services, which includes infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and also software as a service. We will be dealing in this entire series about to understand end-to-end implementation of Azure, DevOps, pipelines, artifacts, implementation, and scalability of the servers. All these things we are going to check one by one, one by one. In this current episode, I would like to present you a basic architecture of an Azure. Along with this one, we are going to walk through about key benefits of using Azure. So these are the advantages of Azure. If you can see, Azure provides highly scalable servers which are containerized, or it can be a server based, and the servers are very flexible. It can reach up to maximum the required level of TLS or the network's reachability with proper and highly available vertical and auto scaling groups. And it has a global reach with SSL, HTTP, HTTPS, all the levels related security applications with respect to routing the domains. And also it has a very good cost management of the service. If you want to create a server, that server costing like server which starts at $0.04, and it can, depending upon our pay as on go service, the server costing may vary. If we use auto scaling, routing, networking, security, and in case of any backup of the servers, depending upon that, the cost management will vary. Also, the one of the key benefit is it provides very much helpful to the developers, and it is having very good support from the Microsoft. We have a third party online support as well with respect to the level of technical and non-technical. And we can do use from this Azure disaster recovery, system recovery. If we have any technical recovery with respect to the servers and the application deployed, we can have the disaster recovery of the application as well. And we can do integrate this Azure with all the variety of Microsoft products. Example, Microsoft SQL and other services like Active Directory, Microsoft Active Directory. It is one of the best service where Active Directory plays a very crucial role in managing securely login to the servers and managing applications and working on different levels of secure level of logins to follow with. Now they are calling it as Entra ID. Similarly, we have backup of the servers we can do take. So all these goes as a pay as on go service. We can do integrate our monitoring applications and many more. So let's quickly discuss about understanding the architecture of Azure. So let me open you for you. This is the architecture which I have created in a basic simple way understanding. If we have an application which starts with an active directory and user is logged into the application, that user can be a developer or a tester. They are planning to deploy their application, their entire functionality with respect to the service application, with respect to the functionality application, and they want to deploy their application in DevOps. This way we can do create entire architecture, and we can do monitor the application using the Azure Monitor and Azure Log Analytics. And for the database storage, we can do use Azure SQL database or else the Cosmos database. And for this, whatever the data is happening with respect to the servers utilization, containers utilization, if we are using those blob storages, everything we can do monitor using Azure Insights and Azure Monitoring, where you can do check CPU, memory, network read, disk reads. Like this, we can do check the logs, entire systems. We can do integrate with other third-party applications of monitoring as well, like New Relic or App Dynamics or other services. In this Azure, we can do Azure load testing as well, where we can do measure the performance of the application. We can do integrate our application with performance testing like JMeter, and we can do measure those load testing applications as well. And we have a service where we can do integrate function app service and queues and web applications. All these will be happening directly inside the Microsoft Azure product only. So let's check few services in this current session. So if you can see, this is the Microsoft Azure portal. So we will be having from the dashboard, we are going to check all the services. If you can see resource groups, networks, SQL databases, load balancers, virtual machines, Entra ID, monitor, all these we are going to check and work in this entire series. So in this, we have to create servers, we have to manage them securely, and we have to deploy it, and we have to integrate this with DevOps, and we have to finally deliver the application with proper monitoring. So all this needs to happen with a proper login. So from scratch, we are going to start with an end-to-end deployment of an Azure DevOps pipeline. So kindly, I request it will be a very useful for you all to learn who willing to start their career into Azure, or else they are working already. It will be helpful for them in such a way that to their professional career. Similarly, we are going to provide along with this course in intermittently, there will be certain documentations and courses we will be attaching to our YouTube link, where you can do follow us on particular series tasks. If you have any doubts and queries, you can do follow us as well, and you can do comment us. We'll be attaching certain documents as well. If you need any support related technical assistance, we are there here to help you. You can do follow us, and we request you just go through our previous videos as well, and kindly please subscribe and follow us from this entire series. You are going to be benefited with Azure. We are, as of now, we have discussed with, if you can see, just what is Azure. From the Azure, this is documentation portal itself. This Azure, we will be having different services. We will be discussing about boards, Azure repos, Azure pipelines, Azure test plans, Azure artifacts, and Azure DevOps. Many more we are going to discuss. So all these from the documentation of Azure only. So this using based upon these documentations, we are going to set up everything and we will be integrating slowly in the coming days with respect to the GitHub, and we will do execute our pipelines as well, where we are going to start with creating a free account, how to set up this account, how to set up Azure DevOps services and also servers. All these we will be from next week onwards, we will be setting up starting from scratch, creating and understanding about Azure DevOps and Azure, creating an account and how to sign up, how to avail the free credits which are being provided by Azure. All these things you are going to see from next session onwards. This is a basic introduction session of Azure to understand you what is Azure, benefits of Azure, and also knowing the architecture where we can do create an application and we can do deploy it, like using a DNS, deploying an application with functionality, connecting that application to database, and monitoring the same application with proper log analytics. And all these will be happening with Azure DevOps. So these are the details in this session which we have discussed as of now. So if you like this video and if you want to follow us for more Azure DevOps playlist, kindly please follow us, and I request you to subscribe our channel NCK Hub. Thank you.